So this is the Impending Darkness submitted by ZeraLaN. It's part of the campaign Race with Destiny, which I have actually played, and I believe that the campaigns, Race with Destiny was the first of a trilogy, and they're all getting wrapped together into a series called The Dark Story, and so they're remaking some of the Race with Destiny maps. So this is mission 4 of that remake series. So I don't know if the map we're going to see here is going to be anything like what I played in Race with Destiny prior to this. At the same time, on the planet located near Talad, while the heroes held the warp conduit on Barlow. Okay, so I remember that holdout mission. I did very poorly at it, admittedly. Look more often on the minimap. All main events are always indicated on it. All right, let's go. Avalax, you have finally contacted me after all this time. I don't understand how Dalinar could have relied on you at all. I apologize, Thanarwal, but you know very well that the memory we were looking for should lead us to your disappeared brother. It is important not only to recover every piece of the recording, but also to decipher it. Do not test my patience, advisor. Let me remind you that while Dalinar is absent, you obey me. I will give you some more time, and I hope that your warriors will find something. Recently, Nemazith has been acting strangely. It is possible that assuming leadership over all the Laziat has started to skew his priorities. Dalinar, my friend, since you have left Talad, there has not been a single message from you. I can only hope that everything is in order with you and our brothers. My apologies for interrupting, advisor, but you must see this. Our scouts have found something. But what did they find? Sexy briefing screen. I like it. Yeah, I agree, Dookie. Yeah, and the classic soundtrack. The original Race with Destiny did have the soundtrack, and it has a lot of Brood War sound effects, like the rescuable sound when you rescue units that aren't of your faction. Activate memory vaults. So this seems like a totally new mission that's being added to Race with Destiny that I never played. Find the lost Laziat relics, which are upgrades for base. This was something that I had asked for, and I don't want to take credit. I'm sure they got other feedback as well, but I had said it would be cool if there was bank data involved that tracked upgrades across the course of the campaign. Because in the earlier missions of Race with Destiny, you were able to collect stuff and improve your units, but it didn't carry forward. Whereas here, I was given a bank file. So it seems like they've added that, and the same here, like upgrade for base. Now, I've been playing the Dark Story missions on hard when I do the playthroughs of them, but just to be consistent with the Maporino entries, I will play this one on normal, because like I say, I play them all on normal. Or what can be interpreted as normal, where there isn't like a distinctly normal difficulty. Cadonis, wastelands on the planet's surface. I will move my... Yeah, I'll move my face here in a second. Is there any news, brothers? Yes, advisor. It seems our scouts have finally found the memory storages. Well, we are not the only ones looking for them. Terrans, but they're quite unlike any we have encountered before. Scanning is in progress, checking with the available data. Terran faction markers identified. The artifact hunters. Whoever they are, we must not let them access the memory stores. These memories are our only lead to the last known location of the mysteriously disappeared Thanabral. We need to recapture these stores from the Terrans at any cost and activate them. Get ready, brothers. It seems we will have to face these hunters in battle. Okay, so real quick, I'll move myself to like here so that I'm not blocking the portraits or the command cards. Now all the upgrades are carrying over. Cool. That's awesome. Ooh. Ooh, the Purifier Colossi. They're so good. Laziat Battle Strider with a powerful area attack can walk up and down cliffs. I think this is one of the best anti-ground units ever to have existed in, like, it just across the board in StarCraft. They're so good. Not many resources here. Boom, boom, boom. So we get our instigators here. These can blink, store multiple charges of blink. Also, let me check my sound settings again. Yeah, okay, that's all good. We can bump that up a little bit. Oh, 69. Perfect. The natural resources on this planet are almost completely exhausted. Avalex, our scouts report that the hunters use specially constructed platforms to extract the remaining resources. By destroying them, we will gain access to their stocks. Hang on. I'm sorry, my keyboard's messing with me. Unplug it. Oh, yeah, Devour's Children. Devour's Children isn't buildable, though. He's a hero. I guess I'm not counting heroes, you know? But you're absolutely right. Well, I don't know. Devour's Adults is probably stronger, right? What's up now? Okay, we gotta wait for pylons now. Reavers are buildable. No, thank you. I don't think they are. They weren't listed as being buildable, so I'm gonna assume they're not. All right, Avalex, what can you do? Recharges 60 shield points for all friendly Protoss in a huge area. Psionic Storm is good. Plasma Blast. Q, E, and R is a little strange, but that's fine. Okay, so we have to find the lost relics, which are not marked to us, but I think we want to capture these like as soon as possible to get some extra resources. And energizers. Whew, this faction is real good. Energizer Fire Colossi is some of the best stuff you can get. Laziat Zealots have an increased number of shields, but do not receive bonuses from the corresponding upgrades in the Forge. Just shields or also attack upgrades? I hope it's only the shields. There is Zerg. I think that's basically saying, hey, get a robo facility so that you can, because you're gonna need vision. Like, look at that. That's absurd. All right, let's go see if we can maybe find some resource pallets. The map looks really good too. Okay, that's just an edge. Probably grabbing an energizer early would be good too. All right, so let's grab a robo because I saw some. Again, there's Zerg, I guess, here as well because I just saw some locusts. Twilight Council. Looks like I already have a lot of the Twilight Council related upgrades, so I shouldn't really need that for anything. So let's see if our zealots get a bonus from this or not. See, okay, I think it's just the shields that they don't get the bonus from. Our gateways have charges to them. I think that's because we're playing on. I think that's just because we're playing on normal, if I remember correctly. I hope Reavers aren't trainable. I hope. Maybe what we could do is just use Avalax and go and see what is truly defending this, because if it's not a lot, then... Oh, these are just listed as wild creatures. They're not, nothing fancy here that we have to worry about. It just depends on, you know, making sure that... Protoss, first you killed all of my people on Demlis, then the garrison on Barlow, and now you got to Cadonis as well? You aliens are a real pain in the ass, you know that?
I share your aim.
Pew pew!
It is a privilege.
It's a really big Psionic Storm area. These stores contain knowledge precious to our people, Terran. Do not think that I will let you get close to them. Do you think I care what's in those stores? I've got a contract on these things, and I'm going to collect it. Ready your weapons, men. We must not allow these Terrans to destroy the stores.
Awaiting your command. Direct my...
Okay, let's get in there. Never mind, turn around.
We embrace the glory of battle.
Oh gosh. I mean, I deserve that for just turning around. Oh, I see. So those just drop resources. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. You guys get back to work. I'll crack these things open like tin cans. Immortals, yeah, no Reavers. Who was saying there's Reavers? What? You even played the map? Okay, let's grab some Immortals and then more typical frontline stuff. I see. Okay, so there is a bit of a... Oh, I see. So yeah, he just goes for it. What a dick. Stupid wild creatures, get out of here. I don't know if we have to go up. We're gonna find out. Don't cloak, please. I don't think I can make observers, so it doesn't matter. This is an expansion. I don't think this connects. It doesn't connect. Shit. I might have to restart. I think I'm gonna have to restart. We'll see. Let's see how much HP these have. They have a good amount of HP. We might be able to do it. I'm unsure, but they're hostile. Their hive should be somewhere nearby. I'm not concerned about attacking those right now. I need to get down here and stop them from destroying the vault. Oh, God. Okay, I think we saved him. My cannons are finishing just in time. I'm activating the first storage. Provide for my defense. Oh, I didn't realize we'd have to do that. And there's a lot of stuff that just sort of gets you. I don't have any energizers up there. I'm telling you, man, you don't even need that many Colossi. I am currently making one, though, because I want to grab this stuff on the high ground. I need these resources. I'd also really like this expansion. I don't even know if Zealots can get through there. These wild creatures? Ah! I think I should just restart. Like, before I get too far into it, I'm not feeling super confident in my ability to do this. These goddamn things? Get away from me.
Reinforce our positions.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't know we'd have to defend him too. So let's just restart. We're on normal. I fucked it up. So the first resource area is really easy to get to. That's more, I think, just an information issue. Like, I think you make it clear that when you get there, you're gonna have to defend him. Also, we can't skip this, unfortunately. Oh no, now we can. Cool. Okay, fine. And then just grab this early because we don't have a lot of gas. Would you please just put it down? Thank you. So I'm not gonna waste time. If I'm falling behind, just restart. I've learned this lesson so many times, and I fail to follow my own advice. Does this do friendly fire? It does not deal friendly fire. Okay, get on top of that tank. There we go. See, it's just that easy. And then let's not block our ramp either. And then killing those indigenous creatures would be really nice too, because I hate them. Okay, so let's go back. Let's check for resources up here. Very nice. Okay, let's go back to base. And let's get a forge. And a robo facility. And then I'd like to attack to the expansion pretty quickly as well. Here, let's grab some energizers, because that way, if I could warp on, all I need to do is get some energizers up there and set them up so that I can warp in gateway units to reinforce our guy, then we would have been fine. Okay, and then we do know that he moves across to the right. Again, I could probably go and clear out maybe the indigenous creatures. I probably need more colossi to do that. Wild creatures. Interesting. Well, again, I'm trying to get this cash and then trying to spend it as soon as possible. We also have a very strong hero, so I just need to ensure that I'm actually using it. So these instigators, I think, are less resource. No, they're slightly more resources in both cases. That's okay. Pew pew.
As you intend.
Ah, very nice. Let's just get into it again, because this is a nice expansion to take. Let's go ahead and get a probe over here, and let's go ahead and collect the resources on the high ground that we know are there. There we go. Okay, so now I think we're in much better shape. So this is one that kind of requires you to go kind of fast, which I like. Again, it's just more like expectations. I had no idea. That's all right. All right. So we should be pretty clear to move over to the right now. Let's just sit here and wait, because, again, the enemy attacks are going to be making their way over here. I think maybe what we can do is take the fire colossi and move over here, because I think there are more resources up here. Being vigilant and watching for that kind of stuff is really important. Resource pallets. Again, though, like, doesn't this... It looks really good. Like, I think the map is like it's a very, very, very nice looking map. Is there a probe in here? Maybe he didn't make it. Oh no, he's there. What we can at least do is this. I'm gonna need some cannons to defend against the wild creatures. We're gonna need more defense as well. Hit T instinctively. Okay, I don't think I'm in a rush yet, so I'm not gonna try to get over there super fast. Let's queue up one more colossi. Actually, no, I guess let's get the Nexus. And then we're gonna just need a couple cannons to defend us against the wild beasts. Barry Clark. All right, so let's just quick save now. Let's leave any new units here to help us defend, and then we send this group over. And then as long as we have these energizers, then we should be able to be fine. Again, our hero is really strong, but then we can't use him. Because they're channeling, etc., etc. Wait a minute. No, I think it's this way. Let's get a little more time so we can kill some of these. Okay, get a Colossi here, then we'll warp in some additional units again to help us defend, and we can just cut him off from even getting here in the first place. Blast him. There we go. Suit repairs are required. Okay, cool. Let's maybe check down here. Because now we've got some time. There's one of the relics. Base upgrades, please. Does it tell us what we're getting for these? It just says base upgrades, so I'm not sure. Let's check for resources. None. Okay, let's go back. Okay, we're fine now. I think I overestimated. We're fine. Get this saturated a little bit, but we should be able to transition a lot of this. Run, Colossus, run! Okay, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable now. Yeah, the Zealots are a little more expensive, too.
Mineral field depleted.
Depending on where he goes next, we probably need to start moving just to make sure that we can move around the map to defend these areas that he decides to go and attack. So we're on a bit of a time limit. Not a huge one, but a bit of one. Okay, we seem to have found an enemy base. Let's go ahead and warp in some Zealots here to help us out. I love this composition of units. It's one of my favorites. See, didn't I tell you that's what we would need? Okay, so we did destroy possibly where the enemy attacks are coming from. So this might be a really big boon for us.
Base is under attack.
Okay.
We embrace the glory of battle.
That's fine.
What is
So that is not where the enemy attacks are coming from, by the way.
upgrade complete?
Let's come back down here and just go for the resources. There's nothing to see here, boys. Here, I'll give you one probe to chase around. How about that? Oh, of course. All right, sure. Okay, so let's go up this way, and then let's grab more Colossi. Oh. I have no resources. Because of course I don't. Let's grab this, and I don't have anything queued up. I guess I can cancel this. That's not enough. It's not enough to even make a Nexus. We have to kill some of these other things. I'm gonna have to restart again. I mean, I have saves. A lot of this is, again, it's a little kind of bullshit reliant on, like, hey, do you know what you're doing? This kind of fits into, like, what we were talking about just before this, which is like, hey, I hope you're expecting what I hope you're expecting, else you lose. Specifically here because we're working with virtually no resources, right? So you have to spend your resources in pretty much the... I mean, even on normal difficulty, I have to be spending my resources in the right ways, else you get severely punished.
Awaiting your command. The color illuminates my path. Direct my efforts. What is your
I see no reason to even go for the main objectives at this point. Okay, so that's all good. Let's kill this. Okay, so maybe those attacks will stop? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's keep looking. I guess I can use the Colossi from the high ground to shoot down at those, which is a pretty cool idea. So it depends on which direction Red's going to be coming from now, too. I wouldn't have gotten any upgrades if I knew that resources would be this tight. There's a lot of gas available. So let's see which direction he goes. We've cleared the way to most of these. This is good because we kind of stopped them before... we stopped their attack wave before they could really do much. So they're going to the top. Which, again, we've mostly cleared out. Let's see if we can get up there. That's all I can afford.
The color illuminates my path.
We haven't been through here, so this is probably not the smartest way to go. It might be open, actually. It is. Okay, cool.
What is your
I keep hitting the wrong hotkey. There we go. Suit repairs required, as usual.
What is your will?
Let's check up here and go for these resource upgrades or resource pallets. Grab these. Let's grab another Colossus. And then I gotta spend a bunch of money on defenses here, I guess. I mean, not a bunch of money, but enough. Gotta work with very little here. I think it's kind of it's pretty cool. We can outrange most of this stuff. There have been tanks inside each of these locations, too. Nope, nope. Very expensive. Oh, I lost it. I lost it to the tank. That's all right. We're building more. Okay, cool. There's some resources. That helps every little bit. Should probably pull back and ensure that I'm not going to get killed at any point here. There we go. And then I think maybe we just go in and we clear this out. So there's more relics as well. I bet one's up here. Almost definitely. Let's go look. Can even just use one Colossus. Getting rid of those bugs so that they don't attack me is really important. Very, very useful. You definitely have to be observant to find these, which I appreciate. Upgrades for base. Maybe we need to get all three of them before it actually registers in some way. Let's go up here and around, and we could take out this. I wonder why this is highlighted, actually. I mean, that's where he's spawning from. I get the impression we're not supposed to destroy that, but it would be really cathartic for me to. Okay, looking good. I think I have another Purifier Colossi on the way. I thought I did, at least. Yes, come to me. Nope, 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 nope. They're not gonna. Okay, that's fine. Well, if I attack their base, then they can't actually... Don't tell me when and where to go. How dare you? Cannon should be fine there. So let's go ahead and hit this. Oh, it revealed the whole thing to me. Well, that was kind of them. All right, so this is the... Oh, there's another one. There are plentiful of these minor things. So we are able to find most of the pickups and gain access to them pretty easily. I really like, again, the way that these are designed. They do keep the pressure on. I really, really like this with Shadow of the Past as well. I think this one, again, just because of the shortage of resources, it feels a little kind of gotcha. Not a lot, but a little bit. There's the last artifact. Yeah, I agree. If you're fighting this composition... Oh, neat. Nexus and pylon construction reduced by 40%. And you get extra supply. That's awesome. That's so helpful. Okay, let's finish now. Let's finish now.
What is your will?
I mean, what it comes down to is I was just too greedy at the beginning, right? That's all it was. I was just way too greedy. Let's swing down and do the bottom right one. That way he'll never go that way again. And that's going to be mined out here soon. So I don't want to overspend because, again, I don't have as much money as I might seem. Get ready, idiots. This contract won't fulfill itself. He should be due to go to this one. Okay, let's do it. Oh, and we have to, well, we have to defend him as well. I forgot. So we definitely have to go and kill the guy. Which is easy enough. Again, on normal at least. I really liked ZeraLaN's interpretation of A Symphony of Frost and Flame. I had a really good time with that one on Shadow of the Past. That was hard, but it was fun. And then we'll catch this guy. I guess we could just go for the middle one now that we're here. Easy enough. So then it's really just about making sure that you are willing to react to him. Dude, look at these. They're so good. They're so good. Oh, hello. Ah! All right, we're fine. Let's go ahead and hit this. Throw the Protoss out now. Okay, so I think we have enough now. I have virtually no other money. I guess let's grab armor. I think as long as we've got the instigators mixed in too, we should be absolutely fine for the rest of this. And again, he should be due to attack the bottom right one after this, which means that that's the one I'm going to want to go ahead and attack. I guess we can get one more Energizer. So the right way to do this is take the expansion and defend it, gather as many resources on the high ground as possible, and just go straight for the resource extractors because they're pretty lightly defended, and your hero is super strong. So you basically want to grab as many resource pickups as possible, as opposed to, I mean, the expansion is good, and I said go for it quick, but probably not as much as focusing on getting the pickups. And honestly, it makes more sense to go for the actual objectives a lot sooner as opposed to doing what I'm doing here. Because now I have no income, so as I hemorrhage units, it may very well happen that at the very end I lose, but we'll see. Again, it makes more sense to, again, just eliminate, like, again, I've spent almost 30 minutes on this. This seems like a map that you should be done by 25 minutes or you're going to start struggling significantly. But yeah, I agree. Just kind of rewinding, I see in chat further up. It's talking about like there's a certain point where you basically just make mass air because it's too risky to make ground when you're going up against the Purifier Colossi, for example. It can be a bit nightmarish. So like, why would you build ground units into those? You got lucky. This will not happen again. I'd like how there was like, the Laziat relics are not.
Direct my effort.
Well, let's see which way he goes. Well, let's quick save just in case he goes a different direction, and let's go ahead and kick this off. Get rid of the Protoss. Here, you attack this. Okay, they come in on drop pods. That's what I would expect. Get just a little bit of vision down the ramp. I mean, we can hit them while they land as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a very brief moment. Very, very brief moment where they're not attacking when they come out of the drop pods, which is why it kind of works out. Real sick of this shit, let me tell you. It doesn't matter if they destroy my base at this point. Nor can I afford to move units. So, you know what? Go ahead, probes. See, and by lighting the ground on fire, it's just doing massive damage to each unit in advance. Not the probes. It didn't mark which direction he's going to go in. I might just outright lose here. We'll see. Just because I need to get units back to defend against that. Okay, that should do it. So I guess go back and kill this. He's coming down here, but he doesn't realize that it's too late. So it doesn't cancel his attack going out, but he might try to move out to try to attack one of the areas that's pretty much already been cleaned up.
Awaiting your command.
No, fuck. All right, let's go and finish this before another enemy attack shows up. I don't have that many units at all. And as far as I can tell, I've found all the resources available, unless there's some up in these areas. And there might be. We'll see. We got to just be extra careful. And like I said, this is why you don't play this the way that I have. That is a mistake. It's more go fast. I think this is a concept that I get the impression that the creators of this campaign have sort of adopted more recently with Shadow of the Past. Just use Blink. We have to conserve every unit. Just get on there, buddy. Okay, same thing. Wait. That's not enough to build anything. I can build 2 Energizers, actually. That's it. It's alright, we got it. We're gonna do it.
Justice be done. Adan Atu.
The optional objective is pointless. I mean, it's banked, so that bonus is gonna apply to every future mission. So it's absolutely not pointless. It's pointless for this mission, though. A mission where you're not building pylons or nexuses. Explicitly because there's a huge shortage of resources. So I definitely sympathize with this. I get the sentiment in that from that perspective, yeah. But again, also map knowledge. If you know where they are, you can get them very fast. Oh, just fuck off. Do you think that they could kill my base fast enough? I think they could.
Base is under attack.
I think they will. I gotta send like a unit down there. Just as Avalax has to survive, though if they destroy the Nexus, you might lose. Well, I mean, it's sort of a basic mission objective of real-time strategy to make sure if all of your buildings get destroyed, it just defaults to a loss. Oh, well, I should have known better. Yes, die. Die in the fire. I think we'll finish before they destroy every building.
Our pylon is under attack.
Here we go. It's happened. The memory's now in our hands. Brothers, come to me. Incredible. Brothers, it seems that this Thunderbolt did not really disappear. He was expelled. But why? Most of my guys are dead. The contract's worthless. There's nothing left now. Come on, let's end this, Protoss. I'm aware of the honor, Terran. You lost this battle, but there is no need for slaughter. Gather survivors and fly away from this planet. I never thought I'd hear that from a Protoss. Avalox, we have received an incoming signal, and it belongs to Delanar. Avalax, we have been betrayed. The knowledge gained by your expedition must remain a secret. Return to Talat as soon as possible. We will meet there. May Adun watch over you. Oh no. You have heard all, my lord? More than enough. I was hoping that Delanar's followers could still be of some use. That was a mistake. You're not among the Laziat. Get rid of them. Well, Protoss, I won't repeat it twice. Get out of here, now. We'll draw their fire. Why spare me, Terran? Because I also know something about honor. Besides, it's not like the humans would have left me alive after what happened here, so I'm screwed either way. Oh, the hunters. Now go on, get out of here. Sorry for everything, Leslie. Hope you can forgive me. I will not forget your sacrifice, Barry Clark. Big Barry B! He returns. He goes out honorably. Cool, we did it. What is this? This might load up the mission launcher, actually, that I have in the maps folder. Kind of curious. Yeah, it does. Well, okay, so that one was interesting, if only because, like, I know that they're going back to Race with Destiny, and I think they're applying a lot of things that they learned after Shadow of the Past. And I do think Shadow of the Past was better than Race with Destiny, so they're going back, they're cleaning up a lot of the dialogue, and they're adding a lot of stuff. And again, I think that they've more recently adopted, the more, like, soft time, the soft timer concepts here. The only thing here with this one, and, okay, so the way, I don't know how to articulate this without sounding like a piece of shit, because what I'm saying is, if I struggled that much on normal difficulty, it's probably not tuned correctly. And it's not that I think that it's, like, too hard conventionally. I think it's more just, you know, based on my experience with these campaigns, I breezed through normal difficulty, and then I struggled a little bit with hard difficulty. And this one kind of fell in between. But I think it wasn't that it was like, oh, the attacks are too big or whatever. It was more just the map expects you to know certain things that a player going in blind simply wouldn't know. But it's okay to, it's okay to force a player to play more than once. So I'm okay with that from that perspective as well. So it's like, you know, if I can't beat it immediately on normal difficulty, that doesn't mean it needs to be harder, but more like maybe it needs to be made more consistent with the other chapters, or maybe the other chapters have been made harder because I haven't played them yet. So I want to go back and replay Race with Destiny to see that. And overall, I think, you know, stellar map design. Like, the terrain looks very nice. It's a very visually pleasing map, as are all of the stuff from the Dark Story missions that I've seen. So, well, yeah, I wouldn't say that that map was tedious. It was more just, anytime you're restricting resources, you're going to run into this type of issue. And it's very much a, how could I have known that my resources would be capped at a certain point, right? And it's also just because the nature of the game, you're used to either having a micro map or a macro map. And if it's a micro map, you know right away that you're not getting reinforcements. And in this case, you have limited reinforcements, but it's very hard to project how many reinforcements you're realistically going to have, because you don't know how many resources you're going to have total by the end of the map. There's just no way that a player is going to be able to look at their mineral fields and know right away, like, oh, by the end of this, I'll have about 100 supply. You don't know. So, again, it's tough specifically to balance around resources. Absolutely, ZeraLaN. I had a good time with it. And I really enjoy pretty much every map that I've played in the Dark Story. And I really like what you all have done, and I'm glad that you're going back and you're changing up some of the Race with Destiny stuff. That's one thing I really enjoy seeing, is to see, like, older missions going back and, like, having lessons applied to them that you've learned on the newer stuff that worked better. So really good job there. The resource scarcity was brought up. There were resource palettes. There was an entire optional objective. I mean, it wasn't listed as an optional objective, but that's the other thing I liked. There are things to accomplish on the map that aren't listed as objectives. Destroying the native beasts and collecting the extra resource pallets from the resource extractors. Not listed optional objectives, but definitely there. But again, it's just hard to know that, like, oh, I almost lost. I just almost straight up lost, right? And it was simply because of a resource shortage. So it's tough to play, you know, a 25-minute mission to get to the very end and then realize, oh, I lost. It's not like you lose early and then you restart. That's no problem. But you get to the very end, you're out of resources. There's nothing you could do, and you lose. That's a tough, you know, again, I don't really have a solution for this. I think it's just particularly hard to balance resource scarcity. I think that's it. It's just hard to balance resource scarcity when there's a very limited amount of resources on the map in total, and there's no way to consistently replenish them, even if it requires you to sacrifice units to do it. You know, you could sacrifice units to destroy the resource gatherers, but that still was a limited amount of resources. So again, I don't have a solution, and I'm not, but I enjoyed the map more than I didn't. Let me be very clear about that. But I'm just pointing out that this is just it's a mechanic that I've seen in several other maps in my experience playing across these different games, and I've never really seen it done in a way that I think doesn't circumvent the problem that I'm describing, which is, again, expectation setting around resources. I think, you know, on maps where I run out of resources, where the mechanic is not resource scarcity, like there's not a specific determined resource scarcity mechanic, but I run out of resources, then I know that was my fault. I wasn't spending efficiently, etc., etc. Whereas this, it specifically told me, hey, there's a resource shortage, go and pick up pallets, go and destroy these things, you get the resources. And so really what that should have told me as a player, and this was my fault as the player, is say, okay, that means I should probably be angling to complete the map faster, because I don't have the time to stretch this out to 25 to 30 minutes, and if I do, I'm going to lose. So, again, there's multiple ways you can look at it. There's a responsibility you're putting on the player to act faster so that they don't run out of resources. So, again, you can look at it both ways. That's all I'm saying here. But I am, you know, playing that map actually makes me a lot more keen on checking out all the remade stuff for Race with Destiny. I mean, I might just play it at my own time, just because I really, really enjoy those maps. Again, they feel like they could be mission packs. Everything's very crisp and clean. You know, the story, you know, I think is subjective on whether it interests you or not, but the way that it's presented, I think, is really well done. Again, particularly in-game, when you're actually playing, the terrain is so good. It's just so nice looking. And I don't think I've ever really run into any bugs on any of them that I've played. They're all just, again, I talk about, like, crispness. It really, really has that for sure. And, yeah, to see what Chenla's talking about, too, like, I think the resource scarcity is a lot harder to deal with when you're playing it blind. That's another one where, like, if I went back and I replayed this mission, I would blast through it absolutely no problem. I would have no problem at all. Specifically because I know how much of an army I realistically need to take the beacons, and it's not that much. So I could have done that a lot earlier, and then finished the map a lot earlier, and then not almost lost my whole base and run out of resources, etc., etc. So it's all about map knowledge, and I think in many cases, it's absolutely fine to force your player to lose so that they gain the knowledge, so that they'll play it and win. I think that's a fine way to teach players. I don't think that you need to teach them in a way that doesn't force them to lose a little bit. I think that's absolutely fine.